Messianic.
Donald Caskie,
That was his nickname?
he was nicknamed the Scarlet, no he wasn't, the Tartan Pimpernel. Because he was over in Paris during the Second World War and he was basically getting exiled Brits and stuff and helping them get through Paris to the underground and get away. So he was saved thousands of lives or hundreds of lives during his time over there.
Hey, yeah, who knows what goes on
no
there.
idea what happened there.
What happens elsewhere stays elsewhere.
Yeah. Bless him. Bless him.
No, I'm getting a treat now. Well, look, I don't know if we're actually going to talk about this and keep all this shit, but I was looking up your man, the Donald Caskie. That was the story on him.
The Pimpernel.
He was proper. I don't know what the hell I'd read about him before. He didn't ever mention any of that
Tartan
stuff.
Pimpernel.
This is a beautiful thing. Is that like as a nightmare you see in shows like movies like Saving Private Ryan. You get your paratroopers, you're getting flown over occupied France and Germany, you're going to jump out at night, and you're getting shot, your plane gets shot out from under you before you've trained for years, it gets shot out from under you, you're dropping like flies, but then there'd be a handful of people risking death on the ground to sort of channel you into safe houses, channel you into Spain, and then get you back to Britain so that you could be flown out
Straight
again.
back into it, yeah.
Like absolute heroes, and the ones that made it back, they get a ho ho ho, it was all a bit of a lark.
Have a
But
cup of tea and a biscuit, away you go, you're
the
flying
ones on
back
the
out.
ground, they stood getting imprisoned and interrogated and tortured for all their action. And this guy, Donald Caskie, the one I'm staying in,
That sounds wrong.
no, well, if you want to make that link,
Donald Caskie, the guy I'm staying in. Yeah,
you want to make
you
that
might
link.
want to emphasise what you mean with that one.
Well, yeah, but apparently, that was his. What stays in Paris goes on in Paris. That's what he was up to over there. But also being an absolute hero and volunteering every chance he had to get out, he stayed in and he was involved in this. You were telling this story and but the actual story was way better than you told it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm quite basic. But the big thing is that was a fact that was researched. It's one of the first we've ever done.
I'm not a fan of research.
No, it's like
it drives Katie nuts. It really, really does, because I love uneducated nonsense.
Just winging it.
Yeah,
unproven facts.
So he did all this. He didn't just get a square named after him, did he? Must have had more.
Well, no, he's just a resident of a moor, so I guess they just named it after him, but I don't know if there'd have been anything else. You'd think there'd be a
medal in
monument
the
or
round
something.
church somewhere. He's got a gravestone where
Bloody round church. You know why that's round? I'm kidding. And which country has the most northern point in Europe? Which country?
I would have thought Norway.
It is. It is. I like Norway. Nice country.
I like Norway, yeah. Oh yeah, you were actually up there doing training and stuff though, weren't
Yeah, I
you?
went 3 times in Norway doing all my ski training. Stuff like that.
Abseiling and stuff.
Yeah. Not abseiling so much, but doing all the ski, military training.
Military skiing.
Yeah. Because you do cross-country skis,
Have you seen James Bond?
Nordic skiing.
Oh, that's right enough, yeah.
But you'd be pulling polks and you'd have a 70-pound burden on your back and nightmare. I remember once I was doing it, and you ski at night time as well. But because it's so
With
white,
goggles?
sorry, because it's so white, actually you don't even need lights or anything. But the only trouble is you don't see the mounds. It's just everything looks flat. And I remember once we did, because when you have your big rucksack on your back, you tend to have your rifle. There's a different sling that they use for your weapon, so you have your weapon slung across your chest. You might be pulling a 100-pound polk behind you with all kit on it or something like that, or you could be behind it being the brakeman. And I remember once, and I was going over because you had these white, like.
Is this cross country or down a slope?
No, it's cross country.
Right.
Nordic skiing, yeah. But we had like these, like your shower curtain there. That was like, we'd have that as clothing. You'd have like a smock made of that and trousers, so it was all white, so that you would obviously blend in. And I was going over these little mounds, and next thing I know, the legs had gone underneath me, the skis are shot up in the air, and I'm flat on my back, and the rifle's got a crunch, and it just split all of my eyelid, right up underneath, right under the eyebrow and the lid. And I didn't even notice. It was so cold as well.
Oh,
You didn't even pay any. And next time, someone said, "What have you done to your silks?" I'm like, "Sorry." We looked down, and it was just like, it just, well, we didn't know what colour it was. It just like dark and white, so it was almost like it was like camouflage sort of thing, you know, because you had no idea. So they pulled me off into this little. They had like what they called Haglands, or they had Haglands or Volvos, so like an over snow vehicle, like tracks on them. And they bundled me in the back of one of them, stitched me up and threw me back out again. We were based in a hotel down in a place called Ulvik, but we did travel further and further north. We went right up into the Arctic Circle up north. So obviously seeing the northern lights and stuff up there was just absolutely stunning compared to what you see here. And
so you saw it coloured then? You saw
absolutely.
Just to get that in Canada.
I remember once we went to this nightclub as well, absolutely paralytic, a lot of us. And we all walked out 4 o'clock in the morning, the sun's like, jeez, it could 24 hours of sunlight when you're up there. And it was like, coming out of a club at 4 in the morning, still drunk, and it's like, no, weird.
Sitting right on the, oh no, you're in the summer,
yeah.
On the horizon, it's like,
I can't think of it.
Some of his stories is like Tintin. It's like the world of Tintin. It's just, getting battered by the chief of police of Istanbul, this kind of stuff, right? And just escaping from a Turkish prison. Like the stuff it was only Tintin, a bit drunker than Tintin. He was usually behaving himself.
I was always quite a good boy, but I was always in trouble. Didn't do anything that bad, but I was always in trouble,
It was never your
You're an
fault.
arsehole.
It could be that. It could be a hint of that.
You're a sweetheart and you're an arsehole. It's a combination.
Pretty much. You're welcome.
Don't do that face, man. Oh, have you seen his new teeth? He was showing his teeth off earlier. He's a proper human being there.
I remember have all these gaps and shit.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Got all them coming next week. They come next week. Tuesday.
How'd you lose your teeth?
Never had a second set.
Alright.
You heard how much we're talking about sugar on this show, and you're asking how his teeth fell out.
Oh.
But they never fell out because of the sugar. I've got teeth in my mouth that are 50 odd years old.
And you're a cheeky bastard as well, to be fair.
That's what you're expecting. A chief of police slapping you about in Turkey.
Your teeth didn't have a chance, really, did they?
Well, no, they didn't, to be honest.
What do we do?
I've lost a few through good hiding. But it's no more than I deserve, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're 1 minute off the auto cutoff.
No way.